Welcome to the Sports Hangover. I'm Michael Benatar, joined alongside J-Dog.
Mike, it is good to see you. We record on video, if people don't know, and right now you are taking up 80% of the screen. I'm taking up 20% of the screen. I don't like the proportion I'm seeing.
Oh, nice. You just have to move your screen size, your browser size around, and it will change the sizes. I squish it all the time. So right now you're squished and you're on the left side, so I look at you right there. See that?
No, you're so big on mine, but anyway,
great.
It's okay.
That's
let
great.
the people see more of you, which is great. Great background. Good to see you, Mike. I'm in Connecticut. People know I moved. I went to New York City yesterday. There were Knicks jerseys everywhere, like in the subway, walking around the city. I was like, what time do they play? Oh, they must play tomorrow. They don't play for 3 more days. And these people were having a party in the city on Sunday without a game even happening.
I saw footage of them winning, and it seems like they won, I mean, I know they haven't won in a long time, but it literally, like, the city was destroyed, it looked like. Like, everybody's out in the streets partying. Timothée Chalamet was out there, like, hugging and kissing babies like they just won the championship.
And what did they win? Right, the second round of the East. They made it. They advanced to play the Pacers. Like, that's how far you've gotten, which isn't very far, but for the Knicks it is because they haven't won a championship, which is crazy, like, since, like, the 70s, I think it is.
It's been a long time. I don't actually know how long it's been, but it's kind of wild that a team like that, like the New York Knicks in New York City, has not won something in a long time.
Since 1973, like
Jesus.
20 years before we were born almost. That is crazy. So just imagine the scenes if they actually can pull this off. They play Indiana, who is not very good, but better in the playoffs. I feel like they've been winning. We're not the people to talk about Indiana.
We are not the people to talk about it, but I don't really know. I haven't been watching that. I'm excited for, what's it called? For the Timberwolves, our boy.
Anthony Edwards.
Yeah.
You've always liked him ever since he became like Michael Jordan, ever since he fathered all these babies.
The conspiracy theory of maybe he's Michael Jordan's son. Yes. Yeah. That's
and he always steps up in the playoffs, just like MJ. He really has that clutch gene. And if you wonder, the clutch gene is a literal DNA thing.
It is. I'm excited. So I'm hoping New York Knicks versus the Wolves in the finals. I think that'll be exciting. I'm glad now we're kind of condensed down. The NHL is coming down to the final round. It's nice that there's not too many games on. Sometimes when there's like 4 games on at night, I can't watch everything. I have to pick and choose. I'm checking scores.
You have a hard time watching them because you don't have any way to watch them without cable or YouTube TV. That's why you're not able to watch them.
That's true. Yeah. It is a lot harder now without any cable, but I still manage to get it. Like, HBO's great. Now they're HBO Max again.
Hey, what a marketing decision. So they had upfronts last week. We'll just jump right into that.
Let's do it.
They had nothing to announce. They had no new shows, no new sports. So they just changed their name back to HBO, and that was like enough to carry the upfront.
It's just confusing because in the span of 5 years, it was like HBO Go, HBO Max, then they went to Max, now they're back to HBO Go. That's 5 years of name changing. Imagine Netflix changing their name 5 times in the span of 5 years.
And Mike, these things don't just happen in a boardroom. There are so many marketing agencies. They're spending money on this. They're doing logo redesigns. Like every time the logo changes, there must be 500 logos that they go through just to get the one that they like. The Max font completely different, slightly different.
Yeah, went from that like bluish purple to the black Max
to the
that we
HBO
see.
Colors. It was like the first step. Like we're going to HBO Colors, and now we're HBO again. And we all knew HBO was the brand much better than Turner or Warner Brothers or Max, yet they didn't listen to us years ago. Now they're finally listening to us.
They are listening to us. I'm glad they're doing it. I think it's a better brand overall, right? We agree HBO is the brand that we don't go there for Discovery shows, and I know everybody always mentions all those other Discovery shows that no one watches.
Well, David Zaslav took over Warner Brothers Discovery. He was the Discovery guy. He wasn't the Warner Brothers guy. And he came in and said, let's make this brand all about Discovery Channel, all about reality shows, all about My Next Fiance, whatever the hell those shows are. And that was a misfire because HBO Max didn't grow at all from leaning into all that stuff.
So they changed it. I don't think anybody really cares. HBO put out the biggest, like, hey, we're done. We're changing it back to. It's like if you didn't read the news, you'd be like, somebody hacked HBO's account because something's going on.
They were making fun of themselves, right?
Yes, yeah, they were.
Which their executives won't do, but they should also do. By the way, this is the Knicks Pacers series. It's the last NBA playoff series on TNT on HBO Max forever as it moves on. Are you going to be sad to lose out?
Good thing I have Peacock. I have all the other, everything else.
And we're breaking that down last week. Peacock is not afraid to add some things to NBA coverage next year.
What do you mean? Wait, the AI stuff?
Michael Jordan, AI,
yes.
all these different feeds they're going to do. It's a lot.
Do we want to jump in? I had the list here because NFL schedule came out and all the networks and everything to potentially watch any NFL games. We're jumping to the NFL.
Okay.
It's quite a bit of money. It's roughly $1,500 to watch every single. So now, when they say every single regular season game, that means you're getting the ticket, you're watching all the games. I don't know if you need all of this, but I will say it is quite a bit of money. A lot of money.
It's a lot of money, but can we eliminate, like right off the bat, me and you are not watching all the NFL games. We watch most. We care a lot. So what can we eliminate right away from the list?
Well, you could eliminate Sunday tickets. So you could chop out $500. Just get the Red Zone, which I don't know if you need Sunday ticket to get Red Zone, or you can get the cheaper package of that.
Get the cheaper Red Zone. I pay $10 a month for Red Zone.
Get the Red Zone. You don't need to watch all the games. Now, maybe if you really want to see all the games, but usually you don't. Or if you want to do the quad box, or put up some games at once.
Yeah, it's really for like a hardcore person, maybe like a fan of a certain team, like the Steelers fans that live out in LA that don't always get their games. If I cared more about the Dolphins living in Connecticut, I might need Sunday ticket, but luckily they're terrible forever and I don't have to care about them.
YouTube TV is $500 for the season, I assume, so
that's like making sure you have NBC, CBS, Fox, ESPN, right?
I imagine, because then you have Peacock at $13 a month, so these are monthly prices. Netflix at $22 a month. Amazon Prime, which I don't know what's $89 because you pay yearly for Amazon Prime. So I don't know if that's like
I actually pay monthly because I don't need it every month. When I'm traveling and stuff, I just cancel for the month.
Yeah, it's pretty smart. I just keep it all the time. I just always have Amazon Prime.
You have a bigger household. You guys are getting more than
we got a lot of baby stuff coming in. ESPN Plus, which I don't feel like you really need, because if you have YouTube TV, you most likely will have ESPN, I think.
But this is the whole problem with ESPN Plus. It's not ESPN, right? There's games on ESPN Plus that are not on ESPN, but these are the games. Even for me on the East Coast, these are going to start at 9:30. I don't need these Titans, Jaguars, London games. Mike, for you, 6:30 a.m., you're not even thinking about those games. This is what I wanted you to drop. ESPN Plus is droppable in this whole price thing. If you want to save a few dollars, don't watch international games. One, we don't like when the teams...
And that is on the NFL Network, which I think you need Sunday ticket for.
Oh, I thought some of those were on ESPN Plus.
Oh, I don't know. Well, I put out an article on our Substack about ESPN. It is the standalone brand of ESPN, which they didn't brand any differently. So now there's ESPN Broadcast, ESPN standalone app, and then ESPN Plus, which is all very confusing.
It's getting very confusing. So they went the opposite way of HBO Max. HBO Max was trying to change too much, and they went all the way to Max and left their brand. ESPN is like, we see what you're doing. We don't want to make the same mistake. We're just going to call everything ESPN, which is equally confusing because to your point, like, oh, that's on ESPN. Are you watching on the app? Are you watching on the cable channel? Then you have to like explain
very confusing.
So we'll see how this goes. Plus, Mike, I know you wrote this article, which is very intriguing about the ESPN streaming service. It's $30 a month. Yeah. $29.99 a month. Like that is more than Netflix. Who is signing up for that? What do you need to pay $30 a month for? Like, I just don't. 4 NFL games a month don't equal $30.
I mean, listen, I get it if like you are a guy that goes out and watch. Like, remember when we were kids and I felt like people went to sports bars and watched games like, oh, I got to watch my game. I don't have it at home. I don't have direct. I don't have the satellite.
That's a crazy thing, but yeah.
I got to go to the bar.
Yeah.
You don't need to go to the bar anymore. So it's like, well, I guess like 3 beers is $29. Might as well just get ESPN for the month.
You're saving money by watching at home. Some men still want to leave their families behind and go to the bar on Sundays.
They do, but I don't. I just don't understand the pricing for it. They got to give more. Like, unless they're striking a deal with, isn't UFC up this year or something?
UFC is up, yeah. They're negotiating. F1.
If they went to another network or something where they don't have pay-per-view and you can watch all the things on there, maybe it's worth it to some fans to go to ESPN, the app, not ESPN Plus or whatever the hell it's all on, to watch something. But I can't figure out why anybody would pay $29 at all.
It's just to get what's on ESPN, which like YouTube TV costs a lot of money, but it might be like $85 for the base plan. Yeah. You get ESPN plus like 60 other channels instead of paying $30 for just ESPN and their family of channels. I don't get it. They're losing MLB. They're losing rights as they do this. So it's like they're not even having as much as they used to. I don't like it. Maybe it's like they're stepping in the future. It's like, okay, we know cable is dying, and this is just the first step. We're going to be early instead of late. And so maybe in 5 years, you'll think of ESPN, the app, before you think of ESPN, the network. But today, in 2025, it's premature.
But is this something where, because I feel like we've heard rumblings about ESPN getting sold off as like an asset from Disney because they want to make more money or do something else. But I don't know if that's realistic. Like obviously now they're like packaging it. Here is ESPN, $29. Maybe they sell it off to a Paramount or somebody else that wants to get some more sport rights, but I don't know how that all works.
Mike, that was like a hot topic maybe 2 years ago or so when like everyone was talking about entertainment and Hollywood. What's changed in the last 2 years? Live sports is dominating. Disney led their upfronts with all the sports coverage, all of the sports people that were there. Roger Goodell is at the Netflix up front in a Santa Claus outfit announcing their NFL games. Like that's Netflix. That they are known for entertainment, and they got Goodell to do that. So sports has made a bigger deal, and what I would say is there's no chance in hell that Disney sells ESPN anytime now or in the future because it's one of their biggest tentpoles. They have theme parks, they have movies, and they have sports. All their shows, their ABC lineup, their cable channels, none of that matters anymore.
Well, it's also confusing. I have a login to Disney, which gets me into Hulu and ESPN. It is, I will say, one of the worst apps to ever deal with because if you forget your password, then all of a sudden, like all the other apps don't work. You can't log in. It logs you out every week if you're not opening the app enough. This is my complaint to Disney.
Well, you have a direct line to an ESPN developer, a product person. I think, are you sending these notes directly to
I'm just saying Netflix has never once logged me out and said, can you log back in? No. I don't want to. I open up my TV, logged in. Keep me logged in. HBO has never asked me this. Peacock never asked me. Never, ever.
Bob Iger, are you listening? Disney bundle logs people out, and it's annoying.
All the time. All the time.
It's annoying. So, Mike, how much money would it cost for the entire season? Did you get that final number?
Are we eliminating two things?
Without eliminating anything, just like a top line number. Do you have
taxes and fees? $1,515.40.
To watch the NFL. That is
to watch. Now that's every single game.
So we can cut a few things and make it work.
I think you get Prime for Thursday. You get Monday. You get ESPN or ABC. Just watch it over the air. It's on ABC. You can get this for free over the air. Maybe we'll put a guide together how to watch this for free this season.
We actually should. You've actually mastered it recently. You're really getting by without YouTube TV. You've been over a month now. I want to try it this summer. No YouTube TV, no cable.
Great.
See if I can do it. But for football season, I'll definitely come back. So we're going to segue right into NFL QB contracts because it's directly related to all this money that people are going to pay for streaming. The average fan must pay $1,500, Mike, to stream every NFL game. You just ran through that. Now, where is that money going? People are paying, hardworking Americans are paying this money to watch streaming services, to sign up for more things, to have Roger Goodell on Netflix, the whole thing. Where is it going? It's going to average quarterbacks like Brock Purdy, who is now getting $53 million a year. Wow. Frank, the mechanic in Santa Clara, California, has to pay $1,500 to watch every Niners game. This is bullshit that we're charging so much, and it's bullshit these mediocre quarterbacks are getting paid so much. If I can just go on a rant for a second before you rebuttal me, Mike. The highest paid QBs in the NFL on a per year basis, according to Adam Schefter. Number one, your boy, Dak Prescott at $60 million. That is ridiculous. Joe Burrow makes $55. Josh Allen makes $55. That's okay. Trevor Lawrence, $55 million. The Jaguars surely could have like 9 or 10 starters on defense for $55 million. And surely the good people of Jacksonville are not paid a living wage high enough to make their quarterback get $52 million. I'm not done. My quarterback, Tua Tagovailoa, $53 million a year. That's why NFL streaming costs so much, because Tua makes $53 million a year. Brock Purdy's now at $53 million a year. Jared Goff, who's been okay for Detroit, the Rams ran him out of LA. Sean McVay said, I don't want Jared Goff at all. He's at $53 million a year. These wages are out of control. These are average quarterbacks. Burrow and Allen deserve it. The rest of these guys, what the hell are we doing?
Jeremy, he is one of only a few QBs that have a no trade clause, and those QBs, he's in the list with these QBs: Patrick Mahomes, Lamar, Jalen Hurts, Josh Allen, Dak Prescott, Jared Goff, Kirk Cousins, and then Brock Purdy is on the list of no trade clause. And I think he gets a guaranteed like $151 million, $53 million a year, and a $65 million deal. pretty good
How do you negotiate
negotiator.
that? Like you've never won a Super Bowl. You've never been the guy that took your team to the next level. You've been surrounded by playmakers on offense, and you've distributed the ball like a good point guard does. Now those guys have either left the team or they're old like George Kittle, and they lost so much of their defense because they had to pay Brock Purdy $53 million. It makes me so upset that the Niners fans have to sit through Kyle Shanahan butchering another quarterback decision after they did it with Trey Lance, after they did it with Jimmy G. Now they're doing it with Brock Purdy. It's a waste of money, a waste of resources, a waste of years where they could be an actual good team.
All right, two things real quick. One, there's a really good podcast called Acquire, and it's about like business and people buying things and, you know, the power of like the NFL. And there was one really good episode on the NFL. It's just like how much more powerful they are than any other sports league, minus this Indian paddleball league. It makes a lot of money.
I've heard cricket in India has more streaming numbers than NFL Super Bowl in America streaming numbers.
Yeah, that's what I was talking. Yeah, so they make a ton of money, but the NFL is the number one. They make so much money. They have so much dominance and power. Limited games give them that power. And I just thought it was a super interesting thing of like, they make a ton of money. And every obviously we just saw $1,500 to watch every single game. Every game is like a game you want to watch. You want to see what Lamar does. There's stars within the league. So I think that's like, obviously the salary cap keeps going up. I think 10 years ago, I don't think Brock Purdy gets a deal like this, but Shanahan loves some mediocre quarterbacks.
On that point, though, why is it okay to transfer wealth from fans to mediocre players? Not even the best players. Like I think the people of Cincinnati, the mechanics of Cincinnati, the trash men of Cincinnati want to pay Joe Burrow. Like they want to give a percentage of their salary to Joe Burrow. Do the poor people of San Francisco want to give a percentage of their salary to Brock Purdy? I really don't think so.
I just think that the salary cap keeps going up. Even guys in the NBA that you've never heard of are making $15 to $25 million a year, and literally have never even heard of them. Like it's the
crazy thing
10th
about the NBA is like their max contracts are like $200 million total, right?
Yeah.
And like Juan Soto on the Mets is making over $1 billion.
Yeah.
Ohtani's making $700 million. Like baseball, like even basketball is much smaller than baseball.
Yeah. But I just think with like basketball, it's usually like a 4-year, $200 million deal or something like that. Yeah. I just think the NFL is like the top tier thing, and they should be getting paid what baseball players get paid, but they don't. But I think
the best one should. The best one should, but I didn't go through the best ones on that list.
Well, didn't Patrick Mahomes, didn't he sign like a 10-year, almost like $1 billion deal? Or was it a $500 million or $1 billion deal?
He must be making less than $53 million a year because he is not on the list of highest paid per year quarterbacks.
And then the other point I was going to make was, if this year fails, you better believe Shanahan's getting fired and Brock's staying there. And he's not going to get traded, which
you're right.
I sometimes think it's a bad thing. Like, you should just be able to get traded. That should not be in the contract, but he made it in the contract, so good for him.
To your point, it's like I get Lamar saying, I don't want to be traded from Baltimore.
Sure.
That's my whole brand, my legacy. And he deserves to say that for everything he's brought to Baltimore. Purdy doesn't have the gravitas to stand on that. I don't know how his agent negotiated that. Great agent to get that in.
Great agent. I mean, it was all offseason. They were talking like they're not close. They're dealing with it. They're figuring it all out. I mean, this is... You gotta say, whoever that agent is, go get that agent if you're in the NFL today. Like, that's who you want.
It's crazy. Unrelated somewhat. Dak Prescott and the Cowboys, Mike, I am starting to buy the hype. His numbers with a number 2 receiver on the team, I might become a Dak guy again this year, so look out for that.
I can't wait. Are you going to buy a jersey? Because
they might win opening night in Philadelphia. No Super Bowl hangovers do happen, so early. That's an early edge to the Cowboys on the road in Philly, opening night.
Also talking about the NFL dominance, we saw the NBA draft lotto, and everybody came out and said, NFL's got to do the draft lotto. And I disagree 100%. There should be no draft lotto for the NFL.
Is that what everyone came out and said? I thought they all came out and said it was rigged.
Well, yes, 2 things. Yeah. Everybody thought the NBA draft the lotto was rigged because it 100% was. They had a 1.6% chance of getting the number one
pick, and then the top 5 teams who have finished, or maybe the top 4 who they went to, it's like a 0.0007% chance that those 4 would be in the final 4.
It's bad. I will say here's the last 3 that were rigged. Cavs win the draft lotto in 2011 after losing LeBron. Pelicans win the draft lotto in 2012 after losing Chris Paul. We know there was a lot of drama. Remember, Chris Paul was like denied going, I think, to the Lakers. and ended up on the Clippers or something.
That was during our tenure on the Sports Hangover.
Yeah. And then Pelicans win the draft lotto in 2019 after losing Anthony Davis, and Mavs win the draft lotto in 2025 after losing Luka Doncic.
There's a very famous one with Patrick Ewing and the Knicks, how he went to Georgetown. He's a local guy, and boom, he ends up on the Knicks. Apparently, there was a frozen envelope back in the day where they mixed all the envelopes, but one seemed like they froze it, so it was heavier, so it dropped to the bottom, so they picked it last, which meant first. So that's like a whole conspiracy. Normally, Mike, me and you are like trying to poke holes in things. We're the conspiracy guys, like asking questions. Is this legit? The whole world became us on this topic of the lottery. Like people who never have anything conspiratorial to say, like Bill Simmons and all these people are like, this is so rigged. It's so in front of us. And it seems like Adam Silver and the NBA weren't trying to hide it at all.
No.
It's like, yeah, the Luka trade made no sense. Yeah, the Mavs never negotiated with anyone other than the Lakers. Yeah, we forced that to happen. And then Nico Harrison never had a good answer for it because there wasn't a good answer for it.
There wasn't, no.
He couldn't say, I'm getting the number one overall pick. He could never say that. But now it's like the fans are going to take it easy on him because now he gets number one, who's Cooper Flagg, who, by the way, is going to be like a LeBron, a Zion. He's the best player to come out in years.
So it was rigged. Do we want this rigging to happen in the NFL?
Yeah, I agree with you. Why would we want the rigging to occur in the NFL except made for TV moment watching the NFL lottery? Because it's like, it's all fun and games in the NBA. It's like there's one good player and the rest, who knows? In the NFL, it's like, are you going to get your quarterback this year or not? It's like a big deal.
But I feel like I understand the lotto because you're like, okay, you were the 10th worst team. You're in the mix for the first overall pick, but you shouldn't be. And you shouldn't have any options for that. But I get it. Like, okay, you are the worst team. You get a higher percentage. You get more balls in the shoot or whatever to get picked. But I just don't think it would be good for the NFL because I feel like those teams that are really bad are actually really bad. And there's a lot of players on that team that try to play hard. I feel like in the NBA, I don't know if it matters. I feel like the draft doesn't matter. Like there's one guy that everybody wants and then everybody else is just like, who cares? Like number 2 overall.
It matters much more in the NFL, but it does matter. Bronny James, that draft, that was crazy last year. I think what the draft lottery does in the NBA is it mitigates throwing games. It means, it's so easy in the NBA to throw a game, to miss shots on purpose, to not put up shots, play bad players. In the NFL, it's harder to do. It's almost like in the NFL, teams should be throwing games late in the season oftentimes, and they don't. I think the Patriots won a game at like their last game of the year against someone, maybe the Bills, who were resting players. The Patriots could have picked first or second and had Travis Hunter or the Hall. Instead, they pick fourth, and they just get a lineman and it's a boring draft, and they don't revamp the franchise. And so I don't think the NFL has the same problem as the NBA.
I don't think so.
I agree with you. We don't need any sketchy lottery system to impact what star quarterback goes where. Imagine Archie Manning. Oh, the Cowboys have a 1% chance.
Yeah.
Oh, to the Cowboys because he went to Texas. It all makes sense. It's like that looks bad, and it's going to be bad for business.
It's also harder to trade your picks too, right? Because then you're not sure where you're lining up, right?
Maybe after the lottery, before the draft, you start talking.
I don't like it. They should not do it. I don't want it to happen at all. And also, there's like a ton of guys trying to play for new contracts too in the NFL, and I feel like the NBA not so much. NFL, it's like you're on a year contract. You got to play hard this game because we might not sign you next year.
Right.
A little more cutthroat.
By the way, the accounting firm Ernst & Young, who solidified the results, I'm not trusting Ernst & Young with anything, not my will, not a contract, not like a DocuSign. I'm not trusting them with anything because they are not to be trusted. I would not put my name on the draft lottery as saying we're the ones who made sure this is safe and secure, and then you have a 1% chance thing.
Who does the Oscars?
Is that the same?
I don't know. It's some like other third party.
It's always like a brand that you hear once a year or something.
So the schedule came out. I couldn't find, where I gamble, it's a little harder to find stuff. To gamble on. Only thing I saw was there hasn't been a winless team since 2017. And I want to bet a winless team. I want to bet 0 wins for a team this season.
It's been almost 10 years. What? I didn't realize it's been so long.
I wanted, off the top of my head, I said the Saints are the team that will have 0 wins this season.
They don't have a quarterback who's ever played in the league.
Whoever won. They've never won a game. Yes.
Okay.
So I don't know when that's going to come out, but if it does come out, somebody let me know. I want to bet it. It might not be the Saints because I also feel like that division we don't really know what's going on. The Falcons, they're going with their new quarterback now. We don't know how good he is. We've never really seen him. A little bit last season.
Michael Penix is pretty good. The beauty of the bet is you don't have to tell us what team it is. You just have to tell us it will occur.
I want it to occur.
There's other options. The Patriots, I don't know if they're any good. The Jaguars, are they going to win a game?
I feel like they got some talent there. I feel like
Jets are a dumpster fire. The Steelers also don't have a quarterback.
That's true.
But they will go 8-9.
They'll win some games. I also, the only other gambling thing I have was offensive player of the year and the starting quarterback for the Cleveland Browns. Do you have any ideas who you want to start? Flacco, Pickett, Shadour, Dillon, Deshaun?
Shadour Sanders signed his big rookie contract today. 4 years, $4 million.
It's a lot of money, I thought.
Is it?
I never see rookie contracts, so this must be.
But it locks you in. Like, he could be MVP his first 2 years, and his next 2 years, he's still on the same contract making $1 million a year.
Yeah, but so you could make. Your name is big enough that you can make some.
His name is Dylan Gabriel's going to only make what he makes from the Browns. I don't know. I thought Shadour would get more than that, obviously, because he was supposed to be better than a fifth-round pick. I think Shadour is a great chance to start. I don't think they want to start Flacco. I think he's a veteran backup, like right from the jump, and then they're going to let the others compete. We saw the picture of Kenny Pickett's hands recently. They're smaller than we ever understood. They might be like shrinking in real time. They might be getting smaller. So I don't think it's going to be Kenny Pickett. So it's either Shadour Sanders and Dylan Gabriel. Mike, we both went to UCF. We saw Dylan Gabriel out in the field.
Oh, yeah.
Never thought of him as a starting NFL quarterback. So here I am telling you Shadour is going to start week 1.
So my theory was Flacco gets injured in training camp. He's old. He pulls a groin. Can't start week 1. Easy. Kenny Pickett's the number 2 because of veteran status. They're not going to start Shadour week 1. That can't happen.
Can't?
You don't want to give him too much. You don't want to give him.
What if he wins the job? What if he's legit? Which a lot of people have. If Mel Kiper's the offensive coordinator, the guy's starting.
Oh, the guy's the guy's going to the worst team in the league. I don't know if I clicked on like Browns news, but I'm getting fed alerts on my phone like pinpoint accuracy from Shadour Sanders. Like he's really rising in the ranks on the I'm getting Browns news fed to me constantly.
Well, this is good. Maybe this is the algo telling you this is the topic we need to go viral on TikTok, which listen, college stars Caleb Williams and Bronny James have put us over the top.
Really
Let's do a little Shadour Sanders talk. I'm not afraid to say it. That man will start for the Browns. He will be a value pick for them. Okay. He will be underpaid by like week 6 of this year. Dylan Gabriel is not starting a game for the Browns. I can't tell you how mediocre and average he actually is. Shadour Sanders is the Browns starting quarterback. Mark it down.
Well, I put $25 on Kenny Pickett to start week 1.
Small hands, Kenny.
And then offensive player of the year. I looked through the list. I was like, oh, who could be the offensive player of the year? And
your boy, Ashton Gentry.
Oh, you thought? Oh, okay. Wouldn't that be rookie?
Yeah, but
I only saw offense. So I looked, I said, Jamar Chase, this is the year. They're not going to start slow this year, right? We don't want the Bengals to start slow. They always start slow in September.
They always start slow, and we have exclusive reporting that Joe Burrow's eyesight is not up to par until October. He's not a September eyesight guy. It takes him 4 weeks to get to read the field.
I see him out partying, and like busloads of girls are coming off his bus.
I saw that. He broke up with his longtime girlfriend, and he is out there eating.
Yeah, I need him to like relax a little. Like if you want to win some games in September.
Miami. Everyone goes to Miami to not relax a little.
By the way, I got to mention we have to do our preseason predictions again. We did it last season. We hit on so many. We need to bet every single one we talk about.
I need to get in the lab and prepare. Like Sam Darnold, I don't know. Do I go back to the Sam take or do I go back to a different take?
We can see. But I'm excited.
Jamar Chase, by the way, the NFL schedule makers, we don't learn a lot in that little schedule release, but one thing we learned is they really want Joe Burrow to play better in September. They have a easy September schedule. They know what we know. He doesn't see the field well. He's playing bad teams in September, and so maybe they actually will have a better season. So maybe that's a good bet on Jamar Chase.
Are you looking up their schedule?
I am. They start with the Browns, then the Jags, then the Vikings.
Easy.
Then the Broncos. Pretty simple to start.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah, opening with the Browns. Enough said.
Against Shadour.
Or Gabriel, or Pickett. You bet on Pickett. I'm surprised.
I bet on Pickett just as like he has the veteran status. He has a Super Bowl ring.
Does it with the Eagles? They ran him out of town.
Yeah. Also, check out the sportshangover.com. We got swag up. 4th of July swag. 4th of July is right around the corner. Memorial Day is right around the corner.
It's coming, and honestly, it's a great time to be patriotic. You reported this last week on the show. The Pope is from Chicago, and when there's a Pope from America, the Seahawks go to the Super Bowl. And so like, there's a lot to celebrate this 4th of July. The Pope, we can celebrate the Seahawks, celebrate Chicago, celebrate Catholicism, celebrate America, celebrate the Sports Hangover. It's all here because the Pope is from America.
Wow. I will say I keep seeing memes of JD Vance. JD Vance is going back out there, and the last time he met the Pope died.
Oh, he went to this mass. You're right. The other day, is he going to kill this Pope too?
He's headed out there. So
no, he went to the.
Oh, he went.
Yesterday.
Is he still alive?
It was yesterday's mass, Sunday mass, Mike. Obviously, you know that.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
The Pope is alive today, but last time the Pope didn't make it 24, 48 hours. So keep your eye on it.
Oh, wow. Yeah, it's true.
I mean, this is a young Pope. I mean, this might be a new show, a new movie we need to talk about a young Pope, because this guy's like 55. He might be the Pope for 30.
Oh, he's 55.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. He looks a little older than 55.
Well, when you're in the what's it called, the monastery, whatever they go to, it's not good. We learned in White Lotus the sleeping conditions not great.
Well, that's different. That's Buddhism, right? So I'm confused with like, do you have to like just abstain from everything as a
yes,
pope?
There was a picture of the bed that the former pope who just died, slept on in the Vatican, and it was like a twin bed with like a little counter next to it. It was like the worst.
Yeah, I watched Conclave.
Ever.
I know what happens inside the Pope room, but I don't know what.
You give up a lot of your nice things, Mike. Like everything you enjoy about your house, you cannot bring to the Vatican.
But what happens before you become a pope is what I'm wondering. It's like, was he drinking in college and partying in college, or was he always?
He went to that one White Sox game. He was drinking beers there, obviously.
I don't know.
But is he drinking beers like 3 weeks ago before he gets the call? Is he like out in Rome, like shutting down a bar, like as just a white guy?
Well, no. Was he before the last pope died? Was he just like sitting at home, like shooting back some like Michelob Ultras or Coors Lights, watching TV, and then he goes to become like a pope?
Has he been working in the Vatican for a while, or was he like in Chicago and he got the call?
No. Like, I think he was like the Chicago Pope or whatever. I don't know.
This is two Jews talking about the American Pope.
I have to look it up.
There's a lot of misinformation in this segment, probably.
Because I find it interesting that like some guy is now held to like the highest religious status.
He's like a god in the Pope Mobile. It's like, but he was just at the dive bar in Chicago 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, like was he at a dive bar in Chicago 4 weeks ago or a month ago, just hanging out, drinking beers with some buddies from the church?
On this? It's not us like not wanting to know. Mike has been doing research. We just don't know, and we want to know. We don't learn about it growing up in Sunday school, the one we went to, so we don't know what's going on.
But I just wonder, like, what was he doing? Now I feel like I understand what he's doing now. But a year ago, was he in Cabo having margaritas on the beach?
He probably wasn't in Cabo where we were.
Probably not. All right, good show. Check out our Substack. We got Substack articles. Everything comes to your inbox. It's great. Subscribe there. Subscribe on YouTube. We need subscribers on YouTube. We're trying to hit a mark. We want to make a little revenue over there. So go to YouTube. I know we popped off on TikTok over the weekend. You said
it's your Pope take. That's why we're
it's my Pope take.
We're playing the hits. We're talking Pope every week.
Great. Okay. Yeah. Pope stuff. I'm going to look it up. I'm going to see what he was doing a year ago. Good show.
Happy Memorial Day. We'll be back right after that.
All right. See you.